I remember going back with an emotion from a scene I did. We were wrapping up Sanyu, and I was doing a scene with Abe Muchivi, Chirunda, my father. I went to see him in prison because he was arrested, and there was no hope of Oscar seeing his father again. You know, the season, the whole thing was ending. The father was arrested, and he didn't look like he's coming back. And I had this scene with him. He gave me a letter to give to my mother because it was her birthday. And as we sat down and we talked, it occurred to me that he was not going to come back home. You get, and it took me back because most times to bring out these emotions, we tap into what hurt you, what made you cry, what can prompt you to cry. So I remember I pictured my father because my father died last year, but one. And I remember I looked at Abby as my father, who I was never going to see again. And it took a toll on me. And I started, like, I wasn't really supposed to cry. I was supposed to be sad. But I ended up crying because I saw my dad leaving me. Like, literally, Oscar is going to not to see his father again, same as Alan Kutos is never going to see his dad ever again. So even Abe himself found himself crying because he knew my situation. And when my dad died, he told me that, don't worry, I'm going to become your new father. So literally, I was looking at him as my father, whom I'm never going to see again, and again, my dad who passed on that I will never see again. So it took a toll on me. And as we finished that scene, I remember crying outside while I'm getting these costumes off. And he came to me as well and he tapped me. He's like, I know. And since then, I've never forgot. That was the most emotional scene I've ever done with him because I saw a man. He's a very strong man, but he wasn't even supposed to cry. But he knew that this scene meant something, and he started crying too. And man, it made me break down. So most times we find ourselves going back with these emotions, but we as professionals, you just go, you do your job and go back home and you take it as any other 9 to 5 job.